Hey guys, it's me, Nora here, and this time I'm here with something a little different. So, have you ever heard of the game Yandere Simulator? If not, then Yandere Simulator is a game made in 2014 and is still currently in development. The premise of the game is simple. You play as Ayano as you strive to achieve your heart's desire, but there are other girls that get in the way, but she can't stand that crap. So she gets rid of them through extreme measures, like really extreme. Unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier, the game is still in development. There are bugs everywhere. Most of the characters are just the same with different costumes, and a lot of the fan base has parted ways ever since some controversy has been going on. But then I came across a couple of multiple redesigns and rewrites. This is why I came upon myself to come up with something. No, I'm not making like a new Yandere Simulator fan game or anything. These are just going to be costumes. I'm not a game developer, nor am I a coder. I'm just an artist and an author who can only do so much. But that's out of the way. Let's begin with the speed paints. When I was in middle school, I always thought that the concept of simply getting rid of someone you didn't like was so cool and everything. But now that I'm older, I realize that this isn't a good thing. Hurting someone out of spite or jealousy isn't going to get you anywhere. That's what I've learned when the first Yandere Simulator controversy occurred. Yes, it is inspired by games like Hitman and Yakuza. The execution doesn't work when it's in a school setting, especially during winter times. And no, a weird condition that runs in the family doesn't justify it either. This is also the problem I see in fan games, where instead the main character just does it for the fun of it, which does not help at all. So how do you make the main character work? My only solution for this is to make the character an assassin.
What a difference being one has a job and the other's mental sickness.
And that gossip alone gave me so many ideas on its own. So this is Alex, a vigilante who fights crime during the nighttime. The beginning is that the next objective here is that there are loan sharks and kidnappers who target rich families by holding their children for ransom. And the next target is the daughter of a well-known businessman. She attends a private university, so Alex needs to blend in as the students to do his job. You see, the objective isn't to hurt, but to protect. And I just realized his name means protector, which was not intentional, but I'm glad I learned it now. He can be a bit awkward when interacting with other people because he doesn't have a personal life out of his vigilance. But later on he joins a fan group and gets closer to the rich girl, who you see later on in the video. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nora, where's the Yandere aspect in the story? Well, I imagine that when Alex gets closer to the girl, he starts to develop feelings for her. Even though this isn't part of the job description, he slowly falls for her as the story progresses. But love and the violent lifestyle he grew up in do not go together, and it starts to get unstable depending on what he does next. But I also want the morality spectrum to be an important part of the story. In Yandere Simulator, you have a reputation spectrum to maintain. If it's low, then it's game over. I'd imagine that the morality spectrum is similar to that, with some inspirations from games like Detroit Become Human, Red Dead Redemption, and Infamous. Now, back to Alex. He's mixed race, Japanese Latino, and was a mama's boy when he was younger. His main in Smash Bros is Link, and he enjoys getting caught in the rain. You see that his hair changes last minute. That's because I thought the hair looked better than the typical spiky anime hair I gave him earlier. Also, if you see the beat paint and the color switch from the grayscales to colors in this specific part, that's just me trying to make sure there's good contrast and saturation. Also, the color palette changes from warmer colors to cooler colors. I just think the blues fit the uniform better, and just so it's more accurate to most university uniforms in real life. It's the subtle details and the thought process behind them that matter. I even gave Alex a secondary outfit because I felt like it. This is what he usually wears when he's on duty. The other interesting idea to have the main character be an assassin is that they'll have to balance their job with daily life, like classes, schedules, extracurriculars, other stuff, which makes a lot of great interesting gameplay between side quests and your main objective. Next is Maya, and man, this should give me trouble. I had a hard time finding the best sketch for her. Yeah, I couldn't even get it to work. Like, do you not know how many sketches I had to draw before I went into the line art? Anyway, this is Maya. She's the story's equivalent to Senpai in Yandere Simulator. Like I said earlier, her father is a rich businessman who owns multiple companies. It's thanks to him that she's able to attend such an elite university and gets the things that she wants, like clothes, handbags, and fun trinkets. Her father raised her well, so she's spoiled but not rotten. This is a simple start to her bio, but compared to Senpai, she's more interesting. You see, Senpai is kind of boring. Her hardly does anything. You don't even interact with him, so he's just as bland as still water. Even Infra-chan, the guy in the Yandere Simulator, thinks he's boring too, and questions why Ayano even likes him of all people. I know some of y'all are gonna comment something like, well, maybe your senpai was a very attractive himbo. Maybe it'll make sense to why you like her, and that will make her more interesting.
Give me that.
Like, I can understand the appeal of conventionally attractive guys, but this feels like cheating. Just like how throwing in random phobias and shock content in horror movies counts as cheating. Besides, not everyone's attracted to the himbo type. Take myself for example. Also, you can customize senpai, so we don't have to worry about the default look. Back to Maya. She attends after-school activities every Wednesday. She owns every Yoshi game that's ever been released, and has one large walk-in closet dedicated to her whole clothes. Her dads can be intimidating at times, being the girl that he is, especially when it comes to her food orders, so make sure not to put pickles in her burgers if she has to. She's the social butterfly in her friend group and the vice president in her classroom, and gets into small conversations across multiple students before class time. Unfortunately, the positive has their negatives. Maya can be very impressionable, naive, and too nice for her own good, which leaves her vulnerable and jeopardizes her safety. She can even take candy from a stranger if she's not careful enough. But this is where Alex steps in. He displays himself as her vigilant bodyguard, always on the alert to save her from potential harm. Whether it's a seemingly harmless invitation to a party where the crowd's a bit too rowdy, or the offer of a ride from someone she barely knows, Alex is there to ensure she navigates these situations safely and doesn't get swept away by her kind-hearted nature. But overall, she's just a sweet little girl. Like, who else would have fall for her? She's so baby. I love her. Just like Alex, Maya gets a secondary outfit as well. This is just one of many, many, many outfits she likes to put together. She loves to make symmetric clothes. She loves playing with different clothing styles. And yes, she wears a Yoshi onesie to sleepovers. And that's them! Yeah, those are my new guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like these guys as much as I love them. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!